female hosts on television or radio. Give it up for the beautiful Anele Udoda.
Oh, stop. You didn't have to do that. Stop. Show them who we are.
That's right. We love you, Chadwick Boseman. We do. Thank you. You guys are amazing. Thank you. You may take up your seats.
With his cup of tea, as the singers match.
Next up, joining Ryan on the stage, he plays a character that is not referred to as a general or a king, but a cool Khan. Please make welcome Tenoch Huerta Medina as he comes on out here.
Here we go.
It was a lot of pressure, for sure, but it was a little different from the first time. The first time we were working, and all of the pressure was internal, I would say, because people didn't really know what to expect. And this time, we were navigating folks' expectations because they had seen the first film, and were expecting maybe certain stories or wishing for certain things. So what we had to do was really kind of close everything else out and focus on the work. I had really incredible talent up here in front of you all, and it was really just us putting our arms around each other, talking about the characters, talking about the story, talking about what we want to see out there, and kind of trusting our instincts, and that was how we navigated it. And I'm really proud with how it came out. And for me, it was important because I know how close we became over the course of that first film, and we were opening the film up to new talent, not just Tenoch and Maibel Cadena, Alex Livinali, who were playing Atala Camille in the film, but also new talent in Dominique Dorn and Michaela Cole, and I wanted to make sure everybody felt like a family. So we did quite a few things together. Took some trips together. We did a screenplay read, made sure everybody was there in town, which was not easy to do. And I think that the cast that was already a part of the film, they were just great leaders in terms of bringing folks in, making sure they felt like they were a part of the team, going to the stunt practices together, we would go to the water tank together. So it was a real family environment. And I'm really happy that we were able to replicate that after we did the first one.
I think everybody all around the world can share those concerns. So that's why I think that people is getting this strong attach with him, because they can feel identified with those motifs. So yeah, I think for me is this guy who is just trying to protect everything, in his life, and he is around 500 years old. So he's taking a path, he's taking some decisions, and I hope everybody can take different decisions in their lives, but at the end, it's just a way to save, to protect everything. So
it was an extremely different realm that we were in the second one. We lost our brother and became our leader, and we just had a very different focus in mind. I remember when Ryan called and said, we're doing the second one. And I was like, oh wow, and it was like, he was very clear that this is what, the legacy that would honor our brother. And that really, really made sense to me the minute he said it, knowing the sort of spirit that Chadwick had and how he would want this to continue. So the focus was really on that. The purpose of why we were there was on that, which is it's just a whole other type of assignment. And so I don't know if I could hone it down to one word. Y'all be loving all this like, give me one word, give me 3 words thing. I've been hearing that a lot over the last couple weeks. But I mean, I would say, I could give a really elaborate answer to that, because there's so much that this movie and this world, Wakanda, just sort of envelops and entails that it is hard. It's hard to bring it to one word. But I think this film has a very, very powerful journey in it, with grief and loss, but also with healing and hope. And somehow, in the midst of all of that, I'm amazed to see how, Ryan managed, and with us as his, performers, there was a way that it still is very full and it's very entertaining, and it's full of, it's like a full meal, and I think that it's something that people also truly at the core of it, they'll feel our love and our honoring of our brother, and for us that's at the very, very core of what it needs to be.
The moment I saw at the Los Angeles premiere when Chadwick walked out of the car and his friend, who was a drummer in the movie Jabari, got out of the car ahead of him and started playing the drums and set the stage for him to walk the carpet. And then the door of Melage came around him and just walked with him, and I saw royalty, majesty. And it was this beautiful marriage of performance and reality at the same time. And I said, that's not something that we get to see taken seriously. It's not a presence that we get to see and a reflection that we get to see taken seriously. It's always been in some sort of, jest. It's always a bit of a joke in some way. And this was taken seriously, and I said, wow, this is really, really big. Nothing else can be like this. So immediately, I started just divorcing myself from this idea that anything could be like Wakanda, like that anything could be like Black Panther, really early. And I said, number 2 has to be its own thing. So even back then, I was saying, you guys really need to taper your expectations for a second movie, because nothing could be like this. This is a first time, and nothing can be like a first time. Nothing can create a first impression ever again.
What I'd say is that the last 5 years of Lekki's life have been eventful. She's lost the love of her life, so you can imagine that has had an effect on her. And in this film, we experience different stages of grief. And the characters are dealing with the loss of T'Challa in different ways. And Nakia is definitely no exception.
Because I was just like, I don't know how to do this without my brother, so it just felt like I didn't have any clue what we would do. So then, I had a beautiful, gentle discussion with Ryan, and, I was just really impressed at his leadership and the balance, that and just the courage that he portrayed and how he expressed himself with just really clarity and just vision and just purpose. And I was kind of like taken back by that, because we were all a little bit shaken still. But Ryan has a beautiful way of, just containing it and still being a leader, and we are all so grateful to him. So he explained it to me, and I was honored to be back and honored for the opportunity to represent and to honor my brother.
Africa is a great example of taking stories from this continent and giving them a global platform. We've recently produced a show for National Geographic, A First, which is really directed at kids and getting them to really understand the amazing world that they live in here on this continent and what they can do to preserve it. There's many things. That's just one example of something that's coming out of Lagos is our collaboration with Kugali, the Nigerian entertainment company that I think everybody here will know. We're really excited and proud to be part of that with Iwaju, which is a series that takes place right here in Lagos. So there is plenty in the pipeline, and we couldn't be more excited about showcasing our diverse audiences.
Black Panther itself has been that movie that has gotten every Black African thinking, I can do this. This can be me. It's changed the way we see things. It's changed the way we want to pursue the future. This year, our theme in the festival is indigenous to global. And it's really telling those authentic stories that Wakanda has told for us. We've seen it possible, and we're waiting for Ryan to tell us tomorrow how to take it to the rest of the world.
We're the most populous black nation on earth. We've always been talking about how much more we can do in terms of cinema penetration. This is the billboard. This is the headline. This is the one we think would be the game changer. 4 years ago, and the record still remains with Black Panther, by the way, in West Africa. It's the #1 film of all time. So thank you, Ryan. We think this would surpass it. And I think with this event and with all that's been said, I've not seen the film yet. I'm looking forward to seeing it. We think it's going to surpass all records. We think that there will be an explosion of cinema going, an explosion of cinema investments.